All right, Nick, I am loving your commitment to your health. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure working with you on the tennis
Me too.
court. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. The tennis and the gym work has been a lot of fun. Um,
Yeah.
and what makes you so special though is you're being consistent with all the other things that are easy to not be consistent with. And you should be very proud of yourself. There's very few people that have done this type of tracking with what I want them to do. And they're
Mhm.
not going to get the results like you're getting, obviously, because of that. So make sure you're always congratulating yourself for this because these small little things add up. They really do. As you can see, your weight is going down. Love it. And
Yeah.
we also see that you're doing some other great things too. So let's look at the other data points here. And I see that you have you're drinking your water very well. You're staying hydrated. And I think in the summer
Mhm.
months, it's really good. Are you putting in, I think you said you put LMNT in your water?
No, I just do like alkaline waters.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So
Yeah, and then uh, just keep it
electrolytes,
like
maybe?
mm-hmm. Um, electrolyte, uh, a little bit, like the liquid IV that I bought from Costco.
Yeah,
So,
you could do something like that for now. Why don't you bring one? We'll talk about the electrolytes more in detail maybe next week, but I think
hmm
that's really important for the amount of work you're doing outside and on the
yeah.
court. You lose a lot of water, especially when you start losing weight and you become more lean, you'll be more
hmm
susceptible to cramping. And that
Oh,
is something you'll want to consider is just throwing a little salt, little electrolytes in. I have a mixture
yeah.
of magnesium, salt, and potassium, and I kind of mix it up with some lime green, or sorry, some lime powder lime. I sent you
hmm
group chat. There's a video, Instagram of me making it. So I make my own
Yeah.
LMNT really cheap, something to think about for future at least. I also add magnesium to that too, by the way, which is really good. But
Oh,
anyways, awesome job. I
yeah.
like your steps. You're
Thank
doing
you.
really good. You're above 10,000 the majority of the time, so that's really good.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this? Is it going well here?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Like I said, I just complete the step after I play tennis. So, for example, like
Yeah.
every 2 hours tennis for it will be count as like 7 or 8,000 steps, and then I'll take a walk at the park. After that, do a little bit of running to make sure I complete the task for the day.
Nice. I love it. And you're going to notice, I think, we'll see, that you're going to have more steps when you play tennis and as you get fitter because you're going to move your feet more. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
going to be even
yeah.
better I'd be interested to see that in a little bit. But I really like that you're keeping that up. And I also like the dip once in a while. That means you have a rest day. I like
Yeah,
that.
that.
That's good.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
need to rest then.
Uh, yeah. That's the rest day. Didn't walk a lot, but take one rest day is feel better.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
feel better the next day. Yeah.
Exactly. Love that you're staying low on carbs. That's not easy to do. We'll talk more about your diet in a minute, but I like what I'm seeing, and your protein
hmm
is staying above 75, like our goal. So things are
Yeah.
looking really good. So I wanted to kind of briefly talk about a few things. We kind of discussed a couple things before we recorded this. So to cue in some people that are listening is, we're trying to like the thing that Nick has mentioned is that he's gotten to about this point before, correct? Like weight wise,
Yes.
and then you kind of
Yes.
plateau, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
and yep,
I got to 82 kilograms, so that's around 182, 183,
sure.
something around 182, 183 pounds. So,
Yep.
and then it stopped right there.
Yep. And
Uh,
that's where we're at right now. So we're going to plan on that plateauing happening pretty soon. So we need to like kind of dig deep a little bit. So what Nick has been doing, which is brilliant, I think, is he's been trying to figure out his carbs and his protein by not doing my fitness pal. So this is an option for you guys. My fitness pal, you
mhm.
can look up stuff and it'll tell you exactly how much. But if you're just
Yeah.
charting, a few things, Chat GPT can work pretty darn well, right? So what we did
Yeah.
though is now I know this isn't quite right. We talked about this, Nick, but just for an example, right? We put in
Mm-hmm.
what's my carb content if I eat, one app. Like this is kind of like by just give some pretext, by the way, people. This is kind of the daily intake to Nick's food, water, apple, little coffee, not much sugar there, some brown rice and meat, some fruit, and a light dinner and all that. So we kind of like put that in and
Mm-hmm.
it spit out 187 grams of carbs. Now, obviously, we did talk about how the servings aren't quite exactly the same. So, what we're going to do
Yeah.
now is we're going to actually weigh our food and see. So, when we do this, for example, we can say, what's my carb content if I eat, let's say it was 78, will be that specific, right? Of
Yeah.
an full, 88 grams of chicken and 120 grams of brown rice. And I don't know, let's do 1 cup of beef stew, you know? And
Yeah.
that's way more specific than I click enter and it's going to kick out a very more specific number and it's going to let me know what I'm at. So it's like, okay, I'm at 48 grams. Awesome. And then it
Mm-hmm.
also gives you the carbs, which is so the carb content is just so easy to get over 100. It really is. And we're trying to get under 75, which is even harder. So I
Yeah.
think it's like understanding, carbs is tough. Now it'll shoot out. You could ask for, oh, I guess we did ask for the carb content, but it could be the
Mm-hmm.
protein as well. But carbs are tough. So I think it's like, let's just try to be more specific with our calculator here. Okay, that's our one
Okay.
goal. Okay. And
Yes.
I want to give
Yes.
you some tips on eating a little more protein too. Okay. So here are a few tips. Let me
Yes.
bring up this. Okay, so one of them is I like meat, but I don't like pork. A lot of the top
Mm-hmm.
nutritionists that I've worked under or I've that have helped me with my health specifically say pork is definitely the one you want to avoid. So there's other
Okay.
ones I could tell you too. I'm just going to add here, Nick, is obviously you want all organic, but also don't forget about seafood. I love, I know people will cringe at this, but sardines is like the best seafood you can have. That's my breakfast, eggs and sardines
Nice. Mm-hmm.
with some leafy greens every morning. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I've done. My wife and I will even go when we went to camping, we'll still have it. It's just really hearty, fills you up. Sardines
Yeah.
is really good for you, but don't forget about salmon. And we're looking at wild caught, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you could even do, you could do smoked salmon, which is really easy to transport and take with you somewhere too. This is just really good.
Yeah.
Preserves
Mm-hmm.
well. So I'm just saying, like, don't forget seafood as well. But also you could think of a protein smoothie, nuts, seeds, jerky, Greek yogurt, kind bars are great.
Yeah.
Like the plain, that actually is for plain Greek yogurt. We don't want any flavored yogurt because that it just adds unwanted sugar. And then we
Mm-hmm.
want, almonds, peanut butter to apples. And, adding protein to your fruit not only increases your protein, but also let's talk about your blood sugar, right? You talked to me about, concerns about being, pre-diabetic and getting close to your sugar content. Like so people watching this, Glucose Goddess has charts, and this is like graphs of actual data of
Yeah.
what it does to your blood sugar when you eat something. So, for example, if you eat a pear, your blood sugar goes up a lot, and that's not good for you. Let's just keep it simple. It's not good for you. But if you add
Okay.
protein to it, your blood sugar stays low. So that's a tip for you, Nick, to, like, I know that's something we're not going to be able to chart as much, but I'd like you to experiment with it. And then we can
Mm-hmm.
maybe think, oh, I felt really good eating peanut butter with apples. Great. Or maybe it was something like, I felt great walking after I ate. Well, then I can give you that as an accountability. Did you walk after your meals, right? Because that could be
Okay.
something that you could do too. Taking walks after meals will lower your blood sugar, which is great. Um, Getting good sleep is very important to your blood sugar. right? And then eating
Yes.
veggies. We talked about eating veggies. So if you want to eat some pasta, have some broccoli, have some cucumber, have some celery. Notice I don't mention carrots. Carrots have a lot of carbs, to be honest. Not that they're
Hmm.
bad, but we're trying to go low carb here. So I think that might help you keep that blood sugar down a little bit more too. So that's kind of on you to figure that out. But I do want to
Yeah.
help a little bit more. So as a certified health coach, I got you on my full script account where I have clients. Here's some things I recommend for you, Nick. So whey
Hmm.
protein, and with my discount that I can give you a 20% discount. You're able to get
Okay.
this a lot cheaper than even like these are, just to be clear, Full Script is an online dispensary that only gives products that are good. Like they're not going to be like some stuff that has some unwanted products that are or unwanted um, ingredients that you're not going to want. So you're going to
Hmm.
see a lot of high quality products here. So I think protein, I
Nice.
love creatine. Very healthy. I would recommend this for a teenager. It's made in you. You create creatine. It's not bad.
Hmm.
And there's so many studies that show positive or neutral effects, meaning there is no effect. So either way, there is no negative effect. So I think it would be good for you to try it out, especially that you're working out more. It's going to help with your recoveries. And then just
Yes.
some simple vitamin B and vitamin D, super cheap and well worth your health. Well worth your health. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes.
especially that you work inside. I know you go outside and play tennis, but we're seasonal here. So I think having vitamin D is good for you. So that you'll see that when you on a link when you get onto your client portal here. Okay. So
Hmm.
that's a lot. I get it, but we do need to be. So to recap, we need to be a little more specific with our carbs. So when we type in Chat GPT, we can get more specific. And even we did this where we went and put in, which is great for people to think about, is like, how do I achieve a balanced diet of 120 grams of protein? Because that's our new goal now, is to go
Hmm.
120 grams and less than 100. Now, I could even copy and paste this. Let's do this. And let's change it to 75 grams because we really want to, that's our real goal, right? 75 grams of carbs or less. So I'm going to type that in. All right. So this is what you could eat. And if you want to start charting calories, we could start doing that
Yeah.
too, Nick. But if you're
Yeah.
eating high quality, and low carbs, it's really hard to gain weight. It really is. And I think I don't want to do a calorie restriction for you right now. I want to see if you can eat what you like and just lower the carbs. And I think if that helps and works, shoot, we're doing great. Like this is a
Yeah.
fantastic meal plan. Look at this, guys. And it just got it out for him. So he's like, oh, okay, grilled chicken for lunch. That sounds pretty darn good. I can Greek yogurt with some almonds. Okay, I could do that. And I think this is
Yeah.
all really good, opportunities. It even talks about salmon right there. And you don't have to have it specific. Asparagus, you can change that to, broccoli, like I mentioned before, right? Whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to be perfect, right? So,
Hmm.
anyways, this will really help keep you on track, keep it simple. So the only thing we're going to do differently here with that information, obviously that's a lot stuff for you to do, is I'm going to change your protein. You're like our goal is to do 120, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's all I'm changing. So you got
Hmm.
some more information. You got some goals. We're going to weigh our food and see if that helps and kind of gives us a more accurate reading. And like, let's see what happens here. I'm interested to see if we plateau this week or not. I know you don't measure until next week. So
Hmm.
let's try hard this week to really do a good job with our food and see if we can get this guy lower than 182. Because then we
Okay.
know we're doing something extra special that you haven't gotten to before. And that's the whole point,
Yes.
and which would be
Yes.
pretty cool. But again,
I'm
dude,
excited.
yeah, you started. It's the 26th of June, and you started at 190 pounds.
Yeah.
So we're not even a month in, and you've lost close to 7, 8 pounds. Yeah, crazy. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And it's
Um,
healthy. It's not like you're losing 20 pounds in 2 weeks. That's not healthy. So this is a healthy
mhm.
way of losing weight. Really proud of you.
Thank you. I tried. So when I first started with you, before that I did a lot of sugars, and then on this system I what I put in keep me responsible for what I do every day. So I cut sugar, I cut carbs. I mean it's really hard to cut carbs, but
So
I
hard.
cut some of that.
Yeah.
And then I switched from white rice to brown rice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I think my weight dropped a lot from
Mhm.
that.
It's
And
simple stuff, but hard to do, man. That's great.
mhm, yeah, but this is a good sign. I'm excited to drop more weight so I can get faster on the course.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. Thank
All
you.
right, Nick, we'll be in touch. I'm sure we'll see each other on the court before the next Zoom session, but I appreciate your time. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Talk to you
All right,
soon.
see ya. Bye bye.